Hello, hello, hello. I hope everyone is doing well today. I am Nathaniel Thomas Fort. This is another Brown King production. Yes, it has been a minute since I have done an episode on my podcast. I have just taken some time off just to rest, just to work on me. And that's something I always have talked about with you guys is always taking that time to work for you and not apologizing for it. We need that. I do believe that self-care is very important, something we all need to do on a daily basis. We must make that a priority because no one can take care of you and help heal you better than you can. So that's what I've been doing. I know there's been a lot going on around us. I know we just finished up having the Super Tuesday and voting throughout the U.S. in 15 different states, picking a choice to pick the new leader of these United States, getting closer and closer. And I know with the Republican Party, it looks like it's getting close that Donald Trump is going to be their candidate. And for Democrats, look like it's going to be current sitting president Joe Biden. So get ready and register. If you're not registered, get ready and activate that that behavior and get ready and pick who you want to represent you as the president of the United States. It's funny, me and my husband talk about it, and friends talk about it all the time, close friends talk about it. Everyone has their own political choice, and that's good. That's your opportunity as Americans. For me, I'm pretty much just, I look for the right candidate that I feel can really help lead us and help make this city stand out. Not only the city, the community, the area that I live in stand out. And I know that the president is not that person from all the way in DC to here in Columbus, Georgia. But whenever I look at candidates and who's running for office, I always really look at, is that somebody that I feel like can speak for me? When I can't speak for myself, or represent me when I'm not able to be represented in anywhere. I'm a very political person. That was a lot of classes that I took in college. I enjoy it. But I feel like as a country, we need to understand and get back to what we used to be. We're all Americans. Doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, we're all Americans. And we need to get back to business for all of us, and not trying to push our own agenda that is going to help us and our household and our people that look like us and talk like us. American is America. America is a melting pot of so many different nationalities and religious beliefs and people who have either was brought here against their will, who came here fleeing religious or, just persecution for where they came from, or just want a better way of life. That is why American is so great. That is what makes American what it is. And we need to understand that the people who are in charge a lot of time are not the people that are running things. We also need to understand that the poor and the needy is going to always be with us. And we need to keep that at our center front and understand that. And we also need to understand that taxes are not to be paid for the middle class or the poor. The rich have their part that they need to pay as well, and the super rich have the part that they need to pay as well as Americans. Because as I said, the people that represent us in Congress, House of Representatives, and Senate, and even in higher offices, we need to let them know that you were elected to be put in. And that can change. And we need to also get back to decorum. When I was watching the State of the Union, and I don't like to mention idiot's name, but the person that were representing Georgia as a House of Representative member, just hollering out and speaking out of turn and not just representing Georgia as it should be. That saddens me. But what really saddens me is, like I said, going back to, you can pick whoever you want to pick to represent you. When I think of Donald Trump, I'm going to be honest with you. As a believer of God, I have to love him. But I don't like what he stands for. I've never liked what he stood for. I don't consider him a businessman. I don't consider him anything really other than someone who has really worked hard to tear the fabric of this country up. Someone that has really worked hard to just make it seem like you can just say anything about anybody with no recourse. So things that are happening to him in courts and all that stuff like that needs to happen to him, because it needs to show us as a people, as Americans, that that is not okay. Any of that stuff that you have done is not okay. This is not The Apprentice. We're talking about a country. And we know the only reason why he's trying to get back into office, number one, because he needs money. Because one thing I've learned being around rich people don't ask and beg for money. They really don't. So we know he's not rich. We know that he's peddling, the biggest con of the year, as he did when he was in office. But what saddens me is that there's still people in this country that believe that idiot, and that is falling for him. And that's sad. That's really sad. For me, when I look at a candidate, I look at someone, can I sit down and have dinner with this individual? I don't see myself sitting down and having dinner with him. As an American, as I said, he's an American, I'm a fellow American, he's a man. As a believer, I stand that he exists. And he's part of our country, whether we like it or not. But other than that, you won't see me voting for him. It can be the dog catcher down the street. I will vote for him. It can be the crackhead walking down the street. I will vote for him. It can be the baby mama that gave her kids up for not being able to take care of them or wanted to focus on her, whatever she needed to focus on. I will vote for them every time before I vote for that individual. But with that being said, I don't want to give him or the idiots that follow him any more life than what they've already been given, because delusion is, the Nile is not just a lake or river in Egypt. There's a lot of individuals in this country that is just delusional. And it's sad. And it lets me know that mental health in this country needs to be at the forefront. It really does. It really and truly does. Not saying the issues that they're focused on right now are not important, but mental health needs to be right up there with it, because there's a lot of individuals that are walking around screwed up in America. And it's not okay. It's not. I'm not saying that I am the superior of the superior when it comes to mental health. I have my issues that I'm working on a daily basis. But you do not see me expecting other people to go without or to be less than, when I think I should be able to walk around with gold toilets and think that's okay. That's not. As I said, the poor and the needy is going to always be with us. The rich are going to be there as well. But we need to understand, as Americans, we have to work together. No one is better than no one. We all shit from a toilet in our homes or the home that we're living in. So no one is better than anyone, but we all got to get in this together to fix these crises that we are having in this country. A lot of these things are something new that we haven't dealt with before, but we have to be ready to roll up our sleeves and be able to work with each other. It may not be all that I want. It may not be all that you want. It may have to be a little sprinkle of this, a little sprinkle of this, a little sprinkle of this, but we need to be able to work with it and craft it together to make it work for all of us, and not just us. I have nieces and nephews. I have a great nephew. I got a nephew coming up to be born soon. So I have to think about what's going to be best for them, because I understand that as a black man in America, my comfort zone, my abilities and concessions is different from a lot of people. And I'm okay with that. But please know, I work everything I can in my power to be able to do what I do in these United States. I understand that as a black man, as a black gay man in America, my rights and stuff are not like my other people who are not me. And I'm okay with that. This country has always had racism as a forefront, and we have always felt miserably at it. Because we don't understand that, whether I like it or not, those people breathe the same air, eat food, must go to the doctor, have fears and desires just like I do. We don't understand that. We don't understand that people have to come to this country and fight every day tooth and nail just to be able to take care of themselves and their family. We don't understand that and we don't care about that. But what we do care about is being able to do what I want to do, but you and people like you are not able to do that because you're not in my party. You're not in my top 10. You don't eat at the country club that I eat at and I'm a member of it. And we need to understand that business is not the way. It's just not. We need to really start thinking about the people. It's the people that work in those businesses that make them great. I mean, Elon Musk must really understand, okay, you're a smart guy, but you're dumb in so many areas. You can't just keep treating employees the way that you treat them and think it's going to be okay. Your Tesla's going to keep running off the damn road and malfunctioning. Because somewhere in that, you got to have some people. Somewhere in that, you got to care about the employees that you have. There's companies in the United States that are really getting it. They're ranked like really high when it comes to involvements with the your people, taking care of their people. And I commend them for that. I really do. Because that lets me know that, there's somebody out there, some brands out there that are getting it. And then there's just some that just, as I say, they were here yesterday and they're going to be gone quickly. Because they don't appreciate that. They don't understand that we need people over profit. Yes, that's a thing. Yes, you must take care of your employees. Yes, the business is not there just to exist for the stakeholders themselves, because what they're going to do and what you're going to do is run that business in the ground very quickly. Very quickly. So for me, I have been quiet, and I tell you guys, when I don't have a lot to talk about, or when I'm working on something with myself or working through something with myself, I like to take that time to meditate, pray, write in my journal, get my thoughts together, talk to other people, listen. I think in this country as well, we need to do more listening. Listening. And not just listen to respond, but listening. Listen to what that person is saying. Listen to what that person has gone through. Listen to that person's point of view, because your point of view and your experience is not trump everybody else. It doesn't. And you are a delusional fool if you think so. I would not be who I am today and where I am today if I didn't listen and change some things, and try some other ways of doing things, and understanding that I do